You gotta let me know.
Oh, I'm letting you know. This
Is
is
it
me
playing? Are
letting
we
you
good?
know. It is playing, right? We
Did you
make
see? Did you see
uh
that thing I tagged you in on Facebook with the
yeah, the Stallone stuff. Yeah,
Princess Diana thing?
right.
Oh man, I got heat. I got reamed for that.
For a hand though.
People are like, oh, people just have a problem with that whole theory of people not being dead. Actually being dead or their deaths being faked. Which I get. Like, I wasn't like, I thought it was more fun than anything. That's why I
Did you
shared
see
it.
the Newsweek article on Stallone and how he's wearing the Q hat and
Yeah.
they're all big mad about it?
Well, yeah, and that's why. And in the background, in the picture, it's somebody holding a book in front of their face, saying like the best kept secret or something, and then
right,
the hand is up, and it looks like Princess Diana's hand, but I mean, obviously it's a stretch.
Yeah. I mean, if we're doing hand comparisons, it is similar.
Yeah, exactly, but it's a stretch.
Right.
I still think anything's possible, and if you think about it, we know two things. We know that the mainstream media lies to us.
Don't they?
And we know that the mainstream media is the one who told us that she died.
Well, seems solid to me, man. Seems solid to me.
It almost makes you question the death even more when it gets big coverage like that. Anyway, start the show.
Starting the show. Let's start the show.
Watch Loyal to the Foil, but don't believe anything she says. Do your own research for yourself. Don't let other people think for you.
Definitely don't let other people think for you. What up, Friday fam? Good to see you. It feels like 16 months since I've been here last. It's so wonderful to see you guys. What up, Frightening Me? Melody up 3, Cads. Piler. Look at that. Piler's in the chat. What up?
That
What an
would be
amazing.
my fault why we haven't been here.
No, it's not. That is a combined effort for sure. Yeah, Jessica Sykes. What up, Wonder Mod? Hey, Jonah Sark, Orion's Riddle, Bella. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Yeah. So speaking of not being here, real quick, I'm just get it out of the way since we're all here. What up, Tree Wade? So, guys, Space Force News and Conspiracy Couch are going to be on hold for a minute. What up, Shroom and Beans? Yeah, so Alara is now working full time. Yay! And she's currently working 7 days a week. I don't know when she's going to have off days, but at the moment, she's been there every day. So we're thinking probably January we'll be back. I don't know. Maybe I can con her into coming back before that. But this is good. This is good. You got to do something. Coming out, rebuilding, working all the time. That's what I do.
Right. We need to restart. I mean, you got to go where life takes you.
Man.
And sometimes like life, there is a life outside of this computer screen.
Right.
I
can do some IRL shit, man.
Right. Out of that whole social media realm. Like that's what I'm all about. Like I can't be like with these full-time podcasters, like where people are just every day and just constantly researching. I need to go spend time in nature, go do me, and then do the show once a week. I can handle that. But
I mean, I would like to feel that I could do it every day. But number one, I'm in front of this computer all day anyway. You know what I mean? Like I'd like to be able to come on here every day if I could, but I can't, and I'm definitely not going to stress over it. Like, what are you gonna do? You got to walk away
Yeah.
sometimes. Plus, people get burned out. Thanks for the can, Bella. Much love to you.
Right. And
Um,
that's my key to not getting burnt out is to go and do other
yeah,
things,
stuff. Just go do
this
stuff.
way, whenever we do an episode or anything, I can come in energized.
Right?
Uh, that's why I
Like,
like it.
like you have my entire attention. Right? Like you've got
Right.
my entire energy. Cad says that's what clones are for. Yes.
Right. The big thing for me is I don't want to just feel like I'm just going through the motions just to put out a product or something.
Yeah. Like, yes.
It's not
Right.
about that for me. It's about like it's actually something I'm passionate about and I'm going to keep it that way and I need to find balance so
Right.
I
I don't want
still
to do
enjoy doing it.
content just to do content. Like I want to
Yeah.
that's when I do my little videos, like my especially the ones that I was doing on Tuesdays. I'm working 3 jobs at the moment. I can't. But like I want it to be something that I want to talk about, not just something because I feel like I have to come on here. Like I want it to be something I put my effort into. Same with
Exactly.
this. Like I want to be here. So that,
Right.
you know,
Right. This is fun. This is fun.
this
This
is
isn't
fun for
this
sure.
isn't like that. I mean, it's turned into work having to research and do these questions,
Oh, God forbid. I know, right?
but it actually is nice because I learn a lot. When I
So much.
like I find I'm going down rabbit holes I would have never gone down while I'm looking for stuff, and I'm finding out
Craziest.
I'm learning stuff. It's really awesome, actually.
All right. Aw, Sookie, thanks for the shades. Much love to you. Good to see you. I don't know if you heard what I just said about Space Force News and Conspiracy Couch being on hold for a moment, but if you missed it, that's the update. Um, yeah, what up, Jennifer P? Good to see you. Yeah, so we got crazy stuff this. There's always I feel crazy coming in here saying there's so much going on. Like there's always so much going on. But you had something interesting that you had sent to me in Telegram. You want to tell me what the hell is going on here? Or let me show the people first.
Yeah,
I don't know
you
if
have to make yourself host again. My Telegram's not
no, no,
working
no.
on my
I'll just
computer.
share it on the screen. I don't know if dude was drunk or what the hell was going on. You guys, let me know what you think.
Before you start it, some people said close your eyes and listen to it, and then who do you hear?
Ah, okay. Thanks, Vettin Moore, for the cookie. All right, guys, close your eyes and tell me who do you hear? Hold on.
As I laid out earlier in the week, because of my actions, the actions that my administration has taken, in partnership with business, with private business and labor, retailers and grocery stores, freight movers and railroads, the shelves of our stores are going to be well stocked.
All right, wait, one more time.
As I laid out earlier in the week,
Yeah, exactly.
because of my actions, the actions that my administration has taken, in partnership with business, with private business and labor, retailers and grocery stores, freight movers and railroads, the shelves of our stores are going to be well stocked.
First of all, the shelves are not well stocked. Second of all, he sounds like he's shit faced.
Right. Well, so it's interesting.
What up,
Like
Brooklyn?
it sounds like a black man or something. Like it's crazy. I've heard I was reading the comments. A lot of people are saying close your eyes and listen to it. It sounds exactly like Mel Gibson, which it does
Ooh,
actually.
ooh, it kind of did, didn't it?
It really does. If you
Belushi
like,
says Reagan. What up, hubby?
yeah, I've heard Mel Gibson. I've heard George Clooney. I heard Darth Vader.
Well, he kind of sounded like synth voice for a minute, like he was synthesized right at the very
Yeah, it's like
beginning.
a voice box or something. It's weird. Even though if you watch the full thing in context, the reporter actually asked him what's wrong with his voice,
Yeah. Oh, I
and he
saw an article about how he has a cold. Like it's just a
yeah
cold,
yeah,
guys.
but
It's
he
just a
did you hear
cold.
what he said? He said literally, I wish we had this clip. He said I got a my grandkids like to kiss me
Right.
and they've been kissing my and then he said never mind, like he literally stops himself. He said they've been kissing my whatever, and he changes the
You know
subject.
the thing, right?
Right, and it's like kissing
What?
your what, like it's creepy as
Ooh,
hell.
creepy. Yeah,
But
man.
that like it's like the voice is bad enough, it's mysterious enough, and then the way he answered that question on top of it was just like
Oh
pedophile
my
alert.
good lord, right? Yeah,
Right.
that was a trip for sure. For sure. There's I don't know. I don't know. What up, First Branch? Good to see you. Um, yeah, and has sound almost like he has an accent. Bella,
Right.
you're right. Kind of like it
Right.
definitely did not sound like him for sure. That was weird.
No, I mean, once you're looking at him and you're listening, like, okay, I guess it kind of sounds like him. Like, obviously, they had to find somebody close, but I don't know what's going on.
Man, that was wild. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. I came across something crazy today. And
Oh,
as a
yeah.
matter of fact, it'll be question number 1, right? I think I found it in your Telegram. Uh
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, right?
I'm
So
excited now.
yeah, don't think I'm not looking, right? So Bill Gates, my favorite, your favorite, our favorite person to hate, Bill Gates had a video game created for Microsoft in 1999 about demons harvesting souls. What was it called? Was it A, higher power, B, revelation, C, warp speed, or D, omicron?
I know the answer. I don't want to give it away.
Ooh, let's see what the chat says. What do you guys think? Right? Bill Gates video game for Microsoft Windows in 1999 about demons harvesting souls. What was it called? A, higher power, B, revelation, C, warp speed, or D, omicron?
Is it Omicron or Omicron?
Omicron. I say omicron.
Necronomicron?
Necronomicron, right?
That's why I made that meme. The Necronomicon. I said, beware the Necronomicron variant.
Yeah, that was great. I did. I
That's good. That's
reposted
what
that,
I kept hearing when I said it.
right? Well, I mean, it's awfully funny how they skipped over what new and she, right? Uh, let's not offend
Right.
President Winnie the Pooh over there, right? Everybody's
And
saying Omicron.
yeah, and there's a movie called the Omicron variant. It's not just Omicron, it's the Omicron variant.
There's a whole movie called that.
Apparently, I didn't see it, but I saw everybody sharing it and whatever. But allegedly, Alexia Eisenhower shared the link. I think it's available on YouTube, believe it or not.
Tell me it's about some crazy virus, please.
It's the same thing about aliens coming and taking over. It's the same type of
Man.
premise.
So, okay, so apparently, yeah, it is Omicron, right? So apparently, in this game, demons pretend to be human, right? To lure humans into the Omicron. And this is spelled with a K, but nevertheless, right? Then apparently, if the player loses the game, their real life soul is allegedly lost, right? It's the only game that David Bowie ever appeared in, right? The only video game that David Bowie ever appeared in. And naturally people dug it up now because of the variant. But so in the game, apparently David Bowie, his character Boz, gives a speech about taking a stand against the government. And he says, "Wake up! People of Omicron and its corrupt government are lulling you to sleep in order to control you better. They've transformed you into puppets that are manipulated by Ix, I guess, and the demons," his character says, which is creepily on point, right? I've seen so many
Yeah,
people
no,
break down
there's
like Omicron, like Omi N cron time, end times. Like I've seen 100 memes on the derivation of the word, right? But I mean, as we know, it's from the Greek alphabet. This
there's
is
no there's no coincidences with this one. There's too many things. Uh,
well,
I
apparently
was
coincidence is just not a thing, right? Like,
no, I was
oh,
gonna add something to that
Belushi
and I
says there was
forgot.
a Futurama episode called Omicron. Was it with an E, like Omicron? Or apparently there's a
Oh, that's what I
Futurama
was gonna say.
episode. Same thing.
Um, so there's actually a movie on Amazon Prime. You might know this already. It's called Adrenochrome. The movie is called Adrenochrome, and it
What?
literally discloses. I didn't watch it. I don't even want to watch it, to be honest. I watched the trailer, and I actually got sick to my stomach. Like it's like bloody and nasty, and I don't know what's going on with it, but it is not good. And I haven't watched it, but it's straight up called Adrenochrome, and according to the description, they're basically describing exactly what it is.
Like gory, I can't really watch. I don't really, well, it's not that I can't. I don't really watch shit like that anymore, but now I'm interested. Now I'm curious.
Right. I know. Let me share my screen real quick. I'm going to
Yeah,
show
have at
something.
it.
So, of all people, Well, let me share the screen first. All right, can you see that or not? Do you see?
Oh, hold on. Let me get us out of the way. Yeah, there we go. Space relations?
Yeah. So this book, look how much it is. $225 on
What?
Amazon. And I found it used for $215. It's out of what am I trying to say?
A slightly gothic interplanetary tale? Like, not full on goth, but slightly goth.
Right. It's out of print. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's not, you can't find it. They're not making it anymore. So the ones that are remaining are expensive. But what this is about, so William Barr, his father wrote this book, and it's about human trafficking off planet.
William, like
Attorney General William
what?
Barr, yeah.
His dad
His
wrote this?
his father, Donald Barr, wrote this book,
What?
and it's about human sex trafficking off planet, like people being trafficked off planet. And it's apparently a sci-fi book, but I mean,
But is it?
we know about this stuff and who wrote it. Like, it's just, I don't know. So I of all people, Corey Good posted this today, and I looked into it. I was like, oh, actually, that looks like an interesting book. I'm gonna buy it. And then I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy it for
Right?
200.
Hell no, I'm not gonna buy it. That's crazy. I wonder if they have it on Scribd where you can just read it online without having to
There might be an online version. I didn't look that far.
I'll have to look and see if I can find the text of it. And if I do, I'll make sure you get a copy. That's crazy. That
Right.
is crazy. That's wild.
All right. All right. Let me ask my first question.
There you go. You bring it, sir.
You can, all right, quit screen sharing, right?
Yes.
All right,
We're good.
what you laughing at, girl? All right. According to whistleblower William Tompkins, human DNA has been manipulated to only survive an average lifespan of 75 years. Without this manipulation, Tompkins claims that it would be possible for some humans to live as long as blank years, much like our ET cousins. A, 150, B, 200, C, 1000, D, 2500. So without the manipulation of our DNA, how long does William Tompkins claim that we would be able to live? A, 150 years, B, 200 years, C, 1000 years, D, 2500 years.
I'm gonna go with, I don't know, B, 200 years. I don't know. Even in the Bible, if you remember, like in the before, in the beginning of Genesis, like they were living extremely long lifespans. Like,
Like
and
how
then
long?
like hundreds of years. Some of them that
Thousands.
matter of fact, I have something. Since you said that, I have something similar that we'll talk about next.
Well, so think about it, like 3,000 years roughly. You've heard that before. That's a hint.
Oh, so maybe it is 2,500. I figured you said, yeah, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys? I see
Uh,
people all over the board with this.
so we have, yeah, all over the board. The answer is, in fact, according to Tompkins, D. He said, just like our ETs and people in the Bible claim to have lived up to 3,000 years, he said, based on what he's seen, humans could potentially live up to be 2,500 years old if our DNA wasn't manipulated.
Well, I mean,
That's what he says.
like now we know that aging is a process of telomere shortening, and they've got allegedly, some good therapies that can reduce the shortening of telomeres that would theoretically be able to stop aging, if they
Right.
could find a
Well,
way to successfully implement that.
that's what he says. It's basically like the inner earth, the Pleiadian, all these people, they're described to like stop physically aging at age 30. So they basically look like they're 30 years old for the remainder of their life.
Well, that'd be great.
Yeah, and it's a little different for male and female. It's different age for each one. I think the girls are actually a little younger. They stop aging in like some like 25 or something, and the males at 30, according to what he said. So yeah, and it's an entirely different. Obviously, it wouldn't make sense to live that long on this planet in the system that we have now in place. Like you would have to have an entirely different world to
If
sustain a
everybody
lifestyle. Right,
was
right,
doing that. But if
exactly.
you were
Yeah,
like, you know, secretly living a long time, I guess that would be all right.
yeah.
But
So
yeah, it would
anyway,
suck
that's
currently.
your woo question number one.
Woo, question number one. What up, Yuvonda? Good to see you.
You said you were gonna. It reminded
Yeah.
you of something.
Well, yeah, I do. I have something kind of similar. So, German American scholar Hermann Hilprecht found a Sumerian tablet that's considered extremely controversial, but it details 8 intelligent beings that came to Earth and they ruled over Earth for 240,000 years. What was this tablet called? Is it A, the
Oh wait, this is a question. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Is it A, the origin tablet, B, the Sumerian Kings list, C, the Genesis tablet, or D, the Gnosis of Sumer?
B.
B,
The
final
king's
answer?
the king's list.
The Kings list? Let's
Sumerian king's list.
see what
But
the chat
can you
says.
read the question again in its entirety? Because I thought you were just telling me something. I didn't know.
Yeah. So, German American scholar Hermann Hilprecht found a Sumerian tablet. It's considered highly controversial, but it details 8 intelligent beings that came to Earth and they ruled over Earth for 240,000 years. What was it called? A, the origin tablet, B, the Sumerian Kings list, C, the Genesis tablet, or D, the Gnosis of Sumer?
We got a lot of C's. We have a B.
It is
I don't.
actually, you were right, it's the Sumerian Kings list. And it's crazy.
Boom.
It's considered like one of the most controversial Sumerian texts, and it talks about this list of 8 ancient kings that are called gods who descended from the sky and ruled, like I said, for over 200,000 years. According to the text, before the Great Flood, there was a group of 8 beings that ruled in Mesopotamia for a total, it was 241,200 years. So the list itself, obviously it's in Sumerian, has the names of like the generations of kings who ruled ancient Mesopotamia, and it gives the details of the length of their rules and the location of their kingship. And then along with the list, they've also got recorded events of like the Great Flood, all the traditions, the tales of Gilgamesh, like all of these antediluvian stories. So apparently before the flood, they say, this is what the tablet says: after the kingship descended from heaven, the kingship was an Eridug. An Eridug, what Alalim became king. He ruled for 28,800 years. Alajar ruled for 36,000 years. Then it says 2 kings, they ruled for 600 or 64,800 years. Then Eridig fell and the kingship was taken to Baltiberia. And then they keep going on, but they break it down like there was one that ruled for 43,000 years, there was another that ruled for 30,000 years, like,
That's a
and
long time.
meant long ass times. And it's crazy because they call them gods. They say they came from the sky. They list the years of their rule. They list all of the big events that happened then. Um, and it says that, obviously some scholars have found similarities between the King's List and the Book of Genesis, right? Because there's a
Mhm.
lot of crossover there.
Yeah.
Um, they mentioned generations that existed between Adam and Noah, but before the flood, and then after the flood is when the lifespans decreased, which the Bible says the same thing, which is crazy.
Which
Kind of
sounds like
coincides
manipulation.
with,
Yeah,
yeah,
sounds
I
like
mean, yeah,
manipulation
for
of our
sure.
DNA. Absolutely.
Because if we assume that, if we're making the assumption that we were genetically manipulated by, these sky people, right? And it shortened
Yeah.
our lives, and the flood was to take out these sky people, and then our lives were already shortened. I mean, that, I don't know, seems to line up to me.
Right. I, who knows what took place? All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. According to Native American history, what natural sacred monument was desecrated during the sculpting of the founding fathers on Mount Rushmore? A, the Seven Grandmothers. B, the Black Hills. C, Chief Crazy Horse. D, the six grandfathers. So, according to Native American history, what natural sacred monument was desecrated during the sculpting of the founding fathers on Mount Rushmore? A, the seven grandmothers. B, the Black Hills. C, Chief Crazy Horse. Or D, the six grandfathers.
Well, it's got to be either grandmothers or grandfathers, right? I don't know. Aren't they? Isn't Mount Rushmore in the Black Hills in the Dakotas?
Right.
Uh, but I swear there was something about. I don't know. I'll go with D. I'm just guessing here. Everybody's saying B, the Black Hills. I think it's in the Black Hills, but
Right. It's kind of a trick question. So the name of the area is the Black Hills, but
right.
that's not, but the actual answer is D, the six grandfathers.
Haha. I knew it was something about there was something there. Yeah.
Right. And it was a sacred monument that they honored, that they were like absolutely like basically heartbroken whenever we just came in. And there was the six grandfathers who were their version of the founding fathers, right? It was it was all natural, but it appeared to look like old men, and they would call they call it the six grandfathers. And this was their monument. And then we came in and just fucked it all up
Yeah,
and
literally carved actual old men.
and and put new founding fathers on there and just rewrote history straight up.
Yeah, that seems
There's
kind
a
of shitty,
whole, I
man.
mean, there's an entire history on it. And yeah, but the chief crazy horse, that was actually a statue, like the Lakota Sioux statue that was actually sculpted near there to honor the Black Hills area, the Battle of Little Greenhorn or something. I don't know, whatever. But
Little Bighorn after we messed up their
Little
mountain, though.
Bighorn, yeah, it's a Greek. Yeah, what was it? I forgot. Anyway, I don't know much about it. I'm just going off of recent memory, but uh, it's sad story actually. Like if you really, I think, and I actually learned about this not by research. Clifford Mahooty told me about it, and I
Aw.
finally did a dig on it, looking because I thought about it for some reason. I thought about it and wanted to do a question about it, and I finally did a dig and actually read about it. I was good. I was wondering if I was even going to find anything because he told me, I'm like, this could just be like verbal knowledge that was passed down. There might not be anything documented, but you can find it on DuckDuckGo.
Right. Oh, I believe that. Thank you, Sean Joe, for the cookie. That makes me think of. Do you remember in the movie Avatar where they're like, you can't destroy the tree, it's a sacred tree, and then the evil capitalist guy is all over there like, you can't. Whatever he said, you can't take a piss around here without it being on something sacred, like just total disrespect
Yeah.
for whatever the indigenous people held sacred. Hey, EO2 Dave, thanks for the shades.
Right. It's a
Um,
movie. It's a documentary, really. I mean,
Man, I mean, listen, I'm all for capitalism. I mean, we're here now, but I'm not gonna lie. The way we got here was kind of shitty, man. Kind of
right.
shitty. You know.
Well, have you seen the movie Fern Gully? The car.
Yes, I remember.
Like I remember watching Avatar, thinking this is just like a beefed up Fern
Fern
Gully.
Gully, right?
It's the same movie.
Are we gonna
Uh,
get? Aren't we supposed to get Avatar 2 here soon? Like,
yeah, next 2022, sometime next year. It's all
yeah,
filmed underwater, primarily filmed underwater.
that was a
It's
good movie. That was
and
a good movie.
apparently, if I've done some reading about it, and we're supposed to see something in this movie that we've never seen before. Like it's gonna be something new for everybody. I don't know
Ooh,
what that means, but
right.
yeah,
Sounds intriguing.
yeah.
Sounds intriguing, man. Um. All right. So, who was one of the first people to openly speculate about inner Earth theory,
Ooh, good
right?
question.
One of the first people, was it A. Galileo, B. Edmund Halley, C. Admiral Byrd, or D. John Cleve Sims?
I'm gonna go with A.
Galileo,
Yeah. No, I mean I don't know. I know Bird was one of them.
right?
I just know about it. I don't know the names of a lot of the people who were
Yeah, I was
making the
surprised
claim.
by this. I was surprised by this. Uh, let's see.
What's surprising about it is that I watched that documentary on Prime a while back. I told you guys about incredibly boring but good information, and a lot of
What
like
up, woke?
the hollow earth theory before 1930 was pretty common, actually. You could find a lot of literature on it.
Oh, they even had some good reasoning for it. Like,
Right. No, there was, yeah, I know the documentary like really did it justice, but it wasn't just telling you things. It was like showing you like what their theories were and like all kinds of stuff. Even a photo of the earth that you can't find anymore that made its way to a magazine cover or a newspaper cover. And
mm-hmm.
it literally showed like a hole at the top. But anyway,
Yeah, buddy. What up, fearless?
around
Oh,
1930 something happened and like
imagine that.
you couldn't find that much anymore.
Right? Imagine that. Somebody said, read the question again. Who was one of the first people to openly speculate about inner Earth theory? Was it A. Galileo, B. Edmund Halley, C. Admiral Byrd, or D. John Cleve Sims? I'm glad you're here, Scott. Feel free to chime in, fam. Uh, yeah, so this is crazy. All right, this is crazy. And that's funny, fearless, because I was literally just singing that in my head when I said the word Galileo. Um, so it was Edmund Halley, like Halley's Comet, Edmund
Oh,
Halley.
okay.
All right,
Okay.
in 1692,
Wow.
right? He
Yeah.
he was trying to find a way to explain these anomalous compass readings that he was getting, and Halley's theory was that the planet was actually this like series of like nested spherical shells that they were all spinning in different directions, right? And they were all surrounding this central core. And by his best estimation, right, based on the readings of the magnetic field and what he knew at the time of the gravitational pull of like the sun and the moon on Earth, this model could potentially account for any inaccuracies in his readings of the magnetic fields of the planet. And he also speculated that the space between each shell may have had luminous atmospheres capable of supporting life. That was in 1692.
He was thinking way outside the box then.
Way outside. So then in 1818, this guy John Cleve Sims comes along and he published what was called circular number 1, right? And he was respected, he had a respected mind at the time. He said that the earth was definitely hollow. He was a veteran of the War of 1812, and quickly became like the most famous and successful proponent of the hollow earth theory. And his initial vision was extremely similar to Halley's. That there were, and this is in 1818, he said that there were huge holes at the North and South Pole,
Mhm.
oddly enough, that allowed access to this hidden world. And these holes uh, came to be known as Sims holes, right? Which
Interesting.
is funny because then we had Admiral Byrd come and said he did what? Flew into a hole, what, at the
Yeah.
North Pole, right?
Yeah.
And accessed the inner Earth. So,
And
like,
same the Smoky God book
and
uh,
yeah, right.
that tells the same exact story. The holes at the poles, and they explain in detail like how it works and everything. But it's a common theme back then, and it's all the Smoky God was an account from the late 1800s also.
Isn't that crazy? I mean,
Yeah.
this 1692, this guy was speculating that there were nested spheres all going in different directions that would explain everything and that it must have been capable of supporting life, like, you know and it just developed from there. But hey, who knows? Makes sense to me. I Did you watch that inner earth hollow earth thing I sent you the other day from Mr. Mythos?
I started and I got distracted. Did you
I'm
watch the
new.
thing I sent
Yes.
you right away?
No, I didn't watch it right away, but I did start to watch it and get distracted.
Right.
uh you if you haven't said that, he really does, like, he goes into everything from, and it's nice because he's able to, this, I'm new to Mr. Mythos, I don't know, he ties it together, like from the Vril Society, the way the Nazis were looking for it, how that ties into Admiral Byrd and high jump. I mean, like, he's able to put it kind of in a
Creative track.
chronological order
Yeah. Yeah.
almost, which was kind of neat. I thought it was well done.
The one I sent you was so we were just on her show. Forgive me, I can't think of her last name. Danny. I'm gonna look just because
Right, no worries.
I feel bad. But anyway, we were just this guy, she had a guy on her show who claimed to have physically went to inner earth like last year under Mount Shasta. And he tells the entire story, detail for detail, how it happened, where he went in, like how he was like there was like 4 different layers. The city of like Telos, what we call. And he describes like the first 3 levels, and then the 4th level was he wasn't allowed to go there, but it was described to him as being like this beautiful bioluminescent jungle with all the most of the species that have been extinct on the surface live there, and even animals who have never even been seen on the surface live there and all this stuff. But he wasn't allowed to go there. But he tells this incredible story, insane amount of details, how whistleblower, whatever. But
Right.
it's really interesting the way he tells it, because he said when he came back out of it and he walked back to the parking lot with his car, he's like, there's a bunch of families and people like getting in and out of their cars to go walk the trails and stuff. And he's just thinking like, these people have no idea where I just came from. Like they would never believe me in a million
Right. Would you?
years.
Who would you even tell? Like, I'd probably
Right.
get on here and tell you guys, like,
Yeah.
bruh, listen, like, I just saw the craziest shit. Right.
Right.
Uh,
It's a 2-part interview. It's a good, let me look it up so I can,
that's awesome. I caught some of your interview from yesterday. I think I clicked on when he was talking about how alien vocalization sounded like birds. And at first I'm like,
yeah.
what is this cat talking about? Then he started showing the videos. I was like, I have seen these. Like,
Right. And then that's assuming that those videos are legitimate, like that's what I told him is
I
like,
heard you say that, right?
right.
Right.
There's no way to, like, you can't just claim that
Right.
without, but I mean, holy shit, people are going crazy in my chat right now.
Are they? Look at that.
Um,
You
I know where
said
it's at.
Danny, right? You better.
Yeah. I feel horrible. I can't think of her name. Sorry, Danny. Let me look this up.
Two-part interview with Danny on
Somebody in the
Journey to
chat help
Truth,
me
right?
out. You guys know we literally were just interviewed by her, and there's the names.
EO2 Dave, thanks for the can. He said, you're flying a plane in the 1950s over an uncharted Arctic pole with a hole. Would you fly in? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't think they gave him, like, in his journal, he's talking about when Bird flew into the hole in the Arctic. He was escorted in, right?
Yeah. Well, they took control of his plane,
Yeah,
apparently.
like,
Yeah.
he didn't have a choice. But would I have voluntarily just, absolutely.
Listen,
But I'm
at
that
this
guy, like, definitely. I'm like, what is this? Let's go check that out. Like,
at this point on the planet, like if I have an opportunity to do anything like that, I'm gonna do it. Like, what am I gonna do? Sit here and just go through the motions of this life every single day and just like try and like help,
right.
right? And just like talk about this stuff, or go, if I have the opportunity, I'm gonna go and see it and put my
Yeah, like,
hands
I'll
on it.
figure it out when I get there, whatever it is. Like,
Right.
listen, I
Like,
literally, somebody was like, do you want to go live in Jordan? I was like, yes. I have no idea what's going to happen when I get there or how I'm going to get home or any of that, but I am going. And that is just what I
right.
did.
It's
Like, I just do things.
Danny
Like the
Danny
Joker, I just
Henderson.
do things. Danny Anderson?
Yeah. Danny
Henderson.
Henderson. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Or Danny, I mean, and you guys. I feel terrible. But no, it was a fun interview. It was different. She asked us not typical questions just about like growing up and weird stuff, but she just wanted to get to know us and whatever. It was pretty cool. But the guy that claims he went to Inner Earth, his name is Lowell Johnson. Lowell Johnson. And there's a 2-part interview on her channel. And it's fascinating.
That's cool. That's cool. Thank you, Carrie Lake, for the cookie. But yes, I would definitely fly into the hole just to see what's up. Like, I
That's what
am
she said. All right.
right. But
All right, my turn.
yeah,
Yeah, it's my turn.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we did the whole Inner Earth thing. Okay, this is a long-winded question, but it's fascinating.
Okay.
All right, during the Cold War in North Dakota, $500 million were spent on the construction of a pyramid-shaped facility designed to detect incoming Soviet missiles. The facility opened on October 1st, 1975, and promptly shut down the next day, being in operation for only 24 hours after spending $500 million on it.
Imagine that.
Many have speculated that this was not a military facility at all. One popular theory states that this was actually used as what? A free energy actually, before this one has a question or a picture.
Ooh,
So I'm gonna share the screen so you guys can look at the
we like
picture.
pictures. We get a picture of the facility.
Yeah,
Oh, let me get us out of the way.
right. This
Oh,
is in North
oh, that looks
Dakota.
creepy as shit.
Right. So it's apparently was built to detect incoming Soviet missiles, but
Uh-huh.
conspiracy theorists
Yeah, conspiracy
think
theorists
that
right?
believe that it's actually what? A free energy generator, B, a giant tomb for the elite, C, headquarters for the Illuminati, or D, housing for an ancient stargate.
Ooh, it's got to be A or D. I don't know. A? I don't know, man. That looks creepy as shit. That looks like, man, like after when the collapse really comes and it's like apocalypse world or whatever, like that's gonna be on my list of things to go find and see what the hell's going on in there for sure.
Go explore it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like HARP, apparently they let people in HARP now to go basically try and debunk it. And
Man, whatever.
yeah, they're like, oh, look here, we'll let you walk around the place, nothing to
Right?
see.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Right.
Nothing to see here. Right? Whatever. Nobody buys
No,
that shit. Do they know that nobody buys that shit? Like, you don't want to let me in there. I'll be like, yeah, I'll debunk it for you. Sure.
$500 million. It opens on October 1st, 1975, shut down the next day, never open again.
That's crazy.
A, free energy generator. B, a giant tomb for the elite. C, headquarters for the Illuminati. D, housing for an ancient stargate. The actual answer is C, headquarters for the Illuminati. This is
What?
the theory that's online about it. Like people think this is some sort of headquarters for the Illuminati.
Be
Don't
the Light gifted the can and said it's actually an ancient White Claw storage facility. I could buy that. I could totally buy
White
that.
Claw.
Right? They're
Right.
storing the claws in there for the fall, man.
Like who knows? Like we can only speculate what its actual purpose is,
What?
but
Like, look at the circles. I bet they
deep,
open.
yeah, or
Maybe they
there's some
beam
type of
something out.
right. It's some type of
Hmm.
radar dish or something. Like it might be able to
I mean,
detect
it's
something.
not even parabol. I don't know. I don't
What blew
know.
my mind is that I didn't know about this until today.
Get right.
Whenever I was
I've
I
never
was like,
seen this. I have
yeah,
never
how have we
seen
never
this.
heard of it?
Right?
Right.
That looks creepy as shit. Where is this at again?
North Dakota.
North Dakota. I'm gonna have to get. Listen. So I downloaded Randonautica, and I'm going to start randonauting, right? And
Oh yeah,
I'm going to record these adventures. Right? I don't know if Alara will be joining me or if this is going to be solo dolo or who I'm going to have to, you know, uh con into this, but this looks like that looks like somewhere that Randonautica would drag you, like out in the middle of nowhere, like you're focusing on, I don't
yeah,
know, alien technology and suddenly it brings you to this place.
right.
Like,
Like it's dumb that people would think it's like a headquarters for something. Obviously, that wouldn't be my first
well,
guess.
it is it looks like the triangle, like with the original 12 missing the 13th
Yeah, the
thing at the
capstone.
top. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Missing the. It does kind of look like that though. I don't know. I bet Carrie Lake says, "How is this in America?" And I'm just now finding out. There is all kinds of weird shit all over the place. Like in every state in this country, there is some weird shit. I promise you. And if you really want to go find it, let me know. Right? I'm
No, seriously,
totally behind that.
all why not? Like, you don't want to sit in front of a computer screen anymore.
Yeah.
Just start a reality show. We'll go out and we'll just look for this stuff.
Right? Urban, some kind of like not urban, just exploration, like some sort of weird ass exploration channel, like Wooville Explorations or something. Right?
Right.
First Branch said
And
he'll go with me.
all you need is a
Some,
vaccine passport and a mask, and you can get in anywhere.
apparently, that's the
Right.
magic
They'll let
shit
you
right there.
straight in there. They'll let you straight in there. Oh, you have a
Right?
mask? Okay, come in.
Right. Here's my passport. Can I please come poke around a
Yeah.
bit?
Sure. Here's the entrance to Area 51. You
Well,
have
I
a
see a
map?
lot of people that are interested in this randonauting stuff. Yawanda, CADS, First Branch.
Right.
Like,
It does
yeah,
sound
buddy.
interesting.
I'm
It sounds
telling you.
interesting and shady at the same
Did we
time.
talk about it here?
We did, but I don't know if everybody was here for it.
Allegedly, right? It's some sort of quantum energy thing where you focus your intent on something. Like, I don't know, whatever, light. You think about light and it will match you. It'll take you to somewhere that is in line with your intent, right? And there is a dark side to this randonauting. Like there's a famous case where in Seattle, I forget what they said their intent was, death or it was some dark shit, and the app literally led them to a place where they found a suitcase. And in the suitcase was a corpse, like a whole real actual corpse. They had to call the cops and shit. Like it was a real thing. Like there are hundreds of examples of this. And like, I'm definitely down to go find
Right. We
some
need some,
weird shit,
you know,
right?
it's dark times. We needed some excitement.
Yeah, I gotta do something, man. Something, anything, right? Um, all right. Well, I got something. It's kind of different, right? So standing on aluminum foil while you are brushing your teeth protects you from what? Is it A, fluorinated water, B, dirty electricity, C, Illuminati mind control, or D, gum disease?
E, dirt from the floor.
That too,
That's what it
right? If your
protects us
floor is that dirty that you've got to stand on something, you need to
from.
mop, man.
What? So read the answers
Read it
again,
one more
please.
time. Okay. Well,
Just the answers, yeah, or
well,
whatever.
standing on aluminum foil while you're brushing your teeth protects you from what? Is it A, fluoridated water, B, dirty electricity, C, Illuminati mind control, or D, gum disease?
I'm gonna go with D just because it sounds ridiculous.
I know, right? Matt Smith says nothing, right? Yeah, this according to conspiracy theorists, guys. According to conspiracy theorists, right?
Sometimes these guys don't do us any justice.
Man, sometimes, yeah, some of this shit, I'm like, bruh, calm down. Just,
Well,
just,
I mean,
just simmer down now. Simmer down.
we've all discussed theories that sound absolutely insane,
I know, right?
right?
Oh, I used to get on Alara all the time. Like, do you know what you sound like? Like, do you
Right.
know how crazy this sounds? Right? I'm seeing B's, C's.
Well,
First
just
branch
like
is
that.
definitely E.
Well, what is the answer? I'm
Ooh,
curious.
Carrie Lake for the win. Dirty electricity. Apparently, allegedly, the EMF frequency bands that are generated, there are EMF frequencies that are generated in connection with like the production and the transmission of electrical power. And normally they've got a frequency between like 50 and 60 hertz, and they've got some sort of like harmonics that it's okay. But dirty electricity is when it's outside of this sine wave. Okay, it's outside of 50 to 60 hertz, and it mucks up your body's energy field allegedly. So this is what they're referring to when they say dirty electricity, just so that you guys don't know. It doesn't have the transient and harmonic properties like of that sine wave between 50 and 60 hertz. So apparently standing on aluminum foil helps your body to discharge some of this dirty energy that you've sucked up, right? And it helps to balance the polarity in your body. Apparently Epsom salt baths will do the same thing. So if you
So why
feel
why do you have to be brushing your teeth for it to
Well,
work?
they just it was an it could because so you can stand on it for a minute or two. You're supposed to give
Oh,
yourself a minute or two, but this is a thing that people do. They
that
stand on it
threw
while,
that threw
right?
me off.
They stand on the aluminum while they're brushing their teeth so that they get that minute or two of exposure while they're standing there. It helps them time it. But apparently, grounding yourself like that will discharge all that mucked up
Right.
energy.
Fearless said, "The fuck is Dirty Electricity? It's the sequel to Dirty Dancing."
It is. It is, right?
Right?
But have you ever
Uh,
heard that standing on aluminum foil
no,
as a
no.
discharging method?
Right. We've been doing it all wrong the whole time. We've been
Whole
putting it on
put
our
it on our
head.
heads, just messing
Right.
messing shit up, man. You're supposed to stand on it, I guess.
Mm.
Any kind
There
of conductive metal, apparently. But
there was an actual company that was selling legitimate tinfoil hats. Did you know that?
Well, I
Like they
need
were
one.
they were lining ball caps and different style caps
Oh, I
with
saw beanies that have like
yeah,
for
yeah.
like targeted individuals or people that are just trying to avoid. Yes,
Right. They have
I've
like
seen
they have
those.
like some type of like shield, some type of shield, like
Shielding it.
aluminum
Man,
shield.
I
Yeah.
need that. I kind of need one
Right.
of
It's an
those.
actual like tinfoil hat,
Right? That's
but you
awesome.
would never know. Like it could just be underneath.
Right? You can be like, yeah, like stealth tinfoil hat. Like
Right.
nobody will know that you're shielding your brainwaves, man.
Right.
Right?
What's your name? Reynolds.
Right? Completely. I'm Reynolds. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Right. All right, good one. Where am I at here? Okay. It is believed by conspiracy theorists.
Obviously.
It's, I have fun creating these questions. I'm like, I don't know how else to word it sometimes. I'm like, okay.
Right? According to conspiracy theorists.
Right. It is believed by conspiracy theorists that the real reason the second Gulf War was waged was to do what? A. Close a Stargate owned by Saddam Hussein. B. To stop a bioengineering project that was creating giant scorpions. C. To obtain ET technology used to create X ray goggles. Or D. To create political leverage in the upcoming presidential election.
Well, I'm kind of on board with the Iraq Stargate theory. Maybe not
So it's
wholeheartedly, but somewhat. Somewhat. Thank
so
you,
it
Wonder
is
Mod.
believed It's believed that the real reason the second Gulf War was waged was to do what? Close a Stargate owned by Saddam Hussein, to stop to stop a bioengineering project that was creating giant scorpions. C, to obtain ET technology used to create X-ray goggles. D, to create political leverage in the upcoming election.
Yeah, I'm going with the Stargate theory.
We
Uh,
have A and D, I see.
all right. I mean, Stargates are they? Would that be considered ET tech? Fearless says Stargate, the ziggurat of right?
Right. So the answer is A, the Stargate. Um, Apparently, there's an audio clip of Saddam Hussein claiming to own this thing.
Is there
I
really?
don't. Apparently,
I have
yeah.
not come. I need that. If somebody could find
Uh,
that. I need that.
I'll send. I forget. I'll go back to the website I found it on, but it linked to another website, and there's an entire theory, a bunch of information about what's going on. But apparently, it was a ancient Stargate built by the Sumerians. Uh, that they were
Well,
trying
if they were
to
around for 240,000 years ruling some shit and came from the sky, they better have at least built some Stargates, man.
right. So apparently a lot of the activity in the Middle East is to protect that Stargate or close it or whatever. It's like a constant battle. And just so you know, the other options I found on that same page, apparently Saddam Hussein was also involved in a
Giant scorpion.
bioengineering project, giant
Oh, dear
scorpions,
God.
and these things were actually witnessed by lots of soldiers. That like massive scorpions, and apparently they were being genetically created, bioengineered.
Oh,
And
you know that
Saddam
part where I
Hussein,
said I would just run into things to see what was going on? If there are giant scorpions involved, I'm out. Just so you know, anything that remotely resembles some sort of an insect or spider. Thank you, Kitty Woo, for the cookie.
right?
Yeah, I'm out.
Immediately, I
Truly.
thought of the movie Transformers when they run into that scorpion transformer coming out of the sand. But and then apparently there was also they were trying to obtain like they were creating X-ray goggles, X-ray glasses. Like legit, this was like a thing
Well,
used
that
by the
seems
military.
reasonable.
And we were trying to obtain that technology also. Like there was all kinds of stuff going on, but this is all on this website. Who knows? And then the political thing I made up, but uh, yeah, apparently there's a Stargate there, which we've heard lots of people talk about. There's Michael Sala has done a lot of work on. Carrie Cassidy talks about it. Um, I can't think of everybody,
There's
but I know
so
I've.
much with Sumeria and Mesopotamia. Like there's so much there. Like that I know there's a lot of like ancient alien theorists believe. Like there's a lot of that. I get that, but there's so much there. That's That's crazy. Yeah, Kitty Woo, I appreciate it. Thank you, Asquatch. I love saying that. Thank you, Asquatch, for the shades. Guys, thank you for your gold pills.
Yes.
I love you, just so you know. If you want to donate directly, you can do it at loyal2thefoil.com, or my Cash App is in the description on the YouTube below. Uh, hey, everything helps. It is much appreciated. Yeah, Asquatch. That's my favorite. Just in case you didn't know
Right.
that, right? So this is crazy. I just learned this today, right? So apparently, the Washington Post broke a story that Antonin Scalia, right, Supreme Court guy Antonin Scalia, spent his final hours in the company of members of a secret society for elite hunters, known as what? Okay, the Washington Post broke the story that Antonin Scalia spent his final hours in the company of members of a secret society for elite hunters. Don't know what they were hunting, but it was known as what? Is it A, the Order of Elks, B, the Grand Orange Lodge, C, the International Order of St. Hubertus, or D, the Independent Order of Oddfellows?
A.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Yes, Asquatch is the best name ever. I agree.
It sounds like a product. Like,
Asquatch.
yeah, like I don't know, like to get rid
You
of the
could
itchy.
market that, right? You could
Right.
totally market Asquatch.
Like have an
Get your
itchy
Asquatch
asshole.
today, right?
Yeah, have an itchy asshole. Try Sasquatch.
Try Asquatch, right? Um, yeah, so was it the Order of Elks, the Grand Orange Lodge, the International Order of St. Hubertus, or the Independent Order of Oddfellows? Those are all official secret societies, by the way. Oddly enough. Do you know how many
Yeah.
secret societies there are? Like when I'm writing these questions, sometimes you can just like type in secret
Oh yeah,
societies,
there's tons, like
shit
lists.
tons of
Right.
information that comes up.
Like, well, these aren't so secret.
Right? Right? Not so secret anymore,
Well, the
right?
thing is they are though. Like you can read about them all day long, but like to actually have access and
Oh, I
become
know, right?
whatever, it's like selling your soul type of shit. So what is the
So it was the International Order of St. Hubertus, a fraternity that was incorporated by Count Anton von Spork, of all people, von Spork, in 1695. It was originally intended to gather the greatest noble hunters of the 17th century, particularly in, now listen to this, Bohemia, Austria, and the countries of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, obviously ruled by the Habsburgs. This is sounding very cultish already, according to its official website, because secret societies have official websites, apparently. But after the organization denied membership to Nazis, Hitler dissolved it, but then the order reemerged after World War II, and an American chapter was founded in the late 1960s. And apparently, Antonin Scalia was a member. It does not say what elite hunters, what they were hunting, which I find very sketch. But
humans?
right,
I'm just saying.
yeah. Fearless, a question again, please. Yeah, we're talking about the Washington Post. We're talking about Antonin Scalia spent his final hours with members of a secret society known as the International Order of St. Hubertus. And it was founded by a guy. I would hate that to be my name. Anton von Spork. Like,
Right?
good God.
Spork.
Right? Spork. Poor guy. Yeah, so I thought that was crazy. You know,
Man, you come way more prepared with literature on your questions. I'm just like, I go by memory. You like read all this stuff.
gotta
All
have
right.
I want you guys. That's what we're here. We're here to learn, man. We're here to learn. I'm
All
gonna learn you
right.
something today. The Foil Fellowship. Yeah, I'm gonna start my own secret society. The Fellowship of Foil. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, perfect.
Right?
Sign me up.
Awesome.
All right.
Don't tell anybody, right? It's first rule of the fellowship, the foil ship.
All right. This is me trying to come up with a good question. According to people who have nothing better to do, the hit 90s TV show Saved by the Bell was riddled with hidden messages endorsing what?
Ooh.
A, Pepsi, B, Satanism, C, pedophilia, or D, zit cream that turns your face purple.
I'm gonna go with Satanism.
Have you seen the episode where the zit cream turns her face purple?
No. Well, yeah, I'm sure I probably have. As a matter of fact, I did used to watch that show. I can't say I was an
So,
avid
in
follower,
case
but
anybody didn't hear it, according to people who have nothing better to do, or conspiracy theorists,
conspiracy
the
theorists, right?
the hit '90s TV show Saved by the Bell was riddled with hidden messages endorsing what? A. Pepsi, B. Satanism, C. Pedophilia, or D. Zit cream that turns your face purple.
It was probably Pepsi and Satanism.
The foil ship.
The
I like
foil
that.
ship, yeah. The foil ship.
Pepsi and Satanism.
Pepsi and Satanism, for sure. Yeah.
The answer
Pedophile
is
Pepsi drinking Satanists
who have
who have
purple face.
zits. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
The answer is Satanism.
Woohoo.
And guys, there's an entire website that breaks this down, and it's kind of freaky, actually. Apparently Zach Morris is modeled after Paul Walker, who is a member of the Skull and Bones Society. His character is supposed to be Paul Walker, who is a legitimate member of the Skull and Bones Society. Zach's ACT score 1502, somehow that number has something to do with that society. And on the show, he's getting into Yale. He of all schools,
right,
he gets accepted into Yale, which is home of the Skull and Bones Society. So, and then that's just Zach. Like, each character
has its own Satanism breakdown.
Right, exactly. And I was like, you got to be kidding me! Like, if this, like, it was pretty. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Compelling. That's what I was saying. Pretty compelling. But I don't know. It was Saved by the Bell. Who knows?
Could be.
Apparently, even the theme song has like hidden messages and stuff. And I don't know.
I don't know why it's making me. But there's you said something with 1502. Is that a room number? I think that's there's something also with Pixar and in Hollywood the number 312 or something.
You're thinking of Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Like, it's in all of these Pixar movies where it's the same number that pops up, and it has something to do with
some adrenochrome or something, but
some kind of crazy shit always.
But Zach Morris is Paul Walker.
Imagine that. That makes sense. Makes sense to me now.
Like, if I'm gonna try and find these links, and we can put them in the description afterwards, because
we should.
People need to see that.
You have to see it, man. You have to see it.
I couldn't believe I came across it. I'm like, wait, what is this now?
There's so much crazy shit that you come across.
Some of them are crazy. Like, there's a whole group of people that believe dinosaurs built the pyramids. I'm like, I was actually gonna turn it into a question just because it was ridiculous. And like, I'm not joking. Like, there's a like legit argument. Like, you think it's a joke and you start reading about it, I'm like, no, these people really are losers.
Can you see that, right? Little arms trying to physically build the pyramids. Yeah, well, it's crazy because there's a lot of bullshit when you start going down conspiracy rabbit holes, for sure. But then you'll come across some things that just, how do you even argue with it? Like, there'll be so much information. Just so like when, I hate to even say it, but okay, when Pizza Fence broke and there was just people were just digging it, and there was so much, and then you're sitting there like, how? You can't even argue with this, man. Like, how do you even argue with this?
Right. Sometimes it's just like actual cognitive dissonance. Like, some people just don't want to see it, so they don't see it.
Right. For sure. Dino pyramids, they said, yes, apparently.
Actually, apparently there was, on that website, they said Screech died, but apparently there was some like pornography and stuff going on back set off camera.
Oh God.
Some amateur, like, young people, apparently the word children was even used. I don't know.
That's creepy.
And a lot of the, apparently, like, on this website, there's like all this stuff that, like, the actors actually thought they thought they were being mind controlled. Like, they actually, like, something was up. they were like all being manipulated and mind controlled, and they all became drug addicts. They were all getting into pornography. They were all getting into all this shady shit behind the scenes. Uh, and then obviously the show had a hidden message. So
Imagine that. Imagine that. Um, all right. Let me see. I've got okay. Well, this is kind of weird a little bit. Okay, so what was the common conspiracy theory concerning Roman Emperor Nero? Right? Is it A, that he burned during the fire? B, that he was murdered by his bodyguards? C, that he faked his death? Or D, that he actually died of natural causes?
I literally have no idea. Read the answers again so I can guess.
Okay, what's the common conspiracy theory concerning Roman Emperor Nero? A, that he burned during the fire, B, that he was murdered by his bodyguards, C, that he faked his death, or D, that he actually died of natural causes.
I'm gonna just because I'm reading Matthew's comment, I'm gonna say he faked his death.
Where is it? I don't even.
He said Screech actually faked his death, working with JFK and Princess Diana.
Right. Well, who knows, man? Right. I see people saying B, C. Yeah. That he faked his death. Okay, but here's the weird part. This is a strange case that they now refer to collectively as the pseudo Neros. All right. So this Emperor Nero was like completely fucked in the head. Right? The dude allegedly killed himself. Um he murdered his own mother, supposedly. He murdered his first wife and then murdered his second wife. He kicked her to death while she was pregnant. Right? Assassinated members of his family. He poisoned people who offended him. He burnt the city down. Okay? After he killed himself, for like the next several decades, people kept popping up that were fake Neros. Like they literally would come out of nowhere and live as Nero, right? There were 3 examples of somebody coming, claiming to be Nero, and in a lot of cases getting recognition as as actually being Nero. Apparently, um, Nero killed himself in 68 AD, right, in his villa near Phaon, right. But then between the autumn of 69 AD and the reign of Emperor Domitian, so like for like the next 30 or 40 years, these imposters kept popping up, and there was even a belief pushed written about by St. Augustine, of all people. There was a popular belief that Nero was going to return from the dead in some revival legend, right? It's crazy, but it's collectively known as the case of the pseudo Neros, where people were literally coming and living as Nero, gaining recognition and status, following of the people, because I mean the Roman Empire was in chaos at this
Kind of like
time.
Elvis.
Right? Isn't it crazy? Like people faking their death and coming back from the dead like over and over and over again. Apparently, even like I said, decades after he died, there were people that were living as Nero. Like
Right.
how like Hitler, Elvis, all these people that supposedly died and just kept on living. I don't know. I thought it was crazy. Yeah, he was definitely a fun guy, Suitor. What up, Suitor Bug? Good to see you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
The pseudo Neros. I just thought that was funny. I don't know. Maybe it was just funny to me. Um, and
No,
then,
it's.
can
Oh,
you
go ahead.
imagine? I mean, just crazy. I mean, you're a crazy dude. Like, why? First of all, why the hell would you want to impersonate somebody crazy like that? Like, if you're gonna pretend to be somebody, why would you pick that guy?
I don't know. Don't know.
I don't either.
Maybe
Like,
I mean, maybe he was cooler than we think.
bruh, dude was freaking nuts, man.
It sounds like one of the past life readings I got from somebody. They said I was this horrible king that did basically everything you said that guy did, and then I was like cursed for lifetimes, and
Were
I would
you
never find.
Nero? Maybe
I
you
would
were Nero. Are
maybe
you a pseudo
maybe
Nero? Maybe you're a pseudo Nero. Maybe that's what it is, Ty.
maybe.
I'm.
Apparently, I was cursed for lifetimes, and until this reading I had with this lady, and she broke the curse. So we'll
Oh
see.
well, thank God for that, right? Thank God for
Um.
small things.
So yeah, like Elvis, Madonna. Well, that's what I was. Matthew Morning and I were going back and forth on my Facebook post today about the Princess Diana thing. Uh,
Princess Diana,
right.
right?
Like all these people apparently they didn't
Tupac,
actually die. Like I honestly like he has a different belief than I do. I think that like there's clones of everybody. And I think that if the public one dies, there's a clone like or they publicly kill them, but they're actually used in the programs or somewhere else. They're being like if they're actually that important, there's no way. Like I just think that everything is bullshit and like this is all one big illusion. And I
well, we
think
were
that
talking about it before the show. We don't even know what to believe anymore. There's so
right,
much crazy shit
exactly.
you don't even know, you
Exactly.
know? So you can
And
either
that one
believe everything or believe nothing, man. I don't
And
know.
that one whistleblower Kerry Cassidy had on said he like I mean it's compelling. You just gotta like take the guy's word for it or not. But he said he was literally invited to this like underground like secret society where all these people who we thought were dead in the surface were literally living out their lives down there. Like they were all alive. And this guy was dead serious. Like he had been there and he was telling the story. He might be absolutely insane. Maybe he's not. I
Right?
don't
Who
really I
knows?
don't
We don't
it
even
doesn't
know.
it doesn't even matter to us really, but like there could be some reasons.
Oh, look who's home. What up, wingman? Good to see you.
Right.
See her over there in the chat. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Right. I mean, what did who was it I was talking to? I think it was Dan Cooper actually I was talking to. He said they don't ever waste anybody of any bloodline or anything. Like he goes, they are not dying. They're if they die in the public eye, that means they're being used somewhere else. And he's like, they did not like these people don't just randomly die like that.
They had to be re-implemented somewhere else,
Right.
right?
Especially like in particular, he used Pete Peterson for an example. He said that that guy who was David Wilcox insider or
Mm.
whatever, when after he died, they bulldozed his house and they raided it and stole all his stuff that was apparently supposed to be left for David. Um, Dan apparently knew. I don't know. You just got to take these guys' word for it, but he knew Pete Peterson and he said that Pete was an ICC recruiter, and he said he definitely did not die. Like he was repurposed, is the way he used it.
Repurposed. That just sounds creepy.
Right. So we have to consider these things. I mean, we have people like getting mad at us and think we're delusional for even questioning that these people might still be alive. Like we have
Right.
no idea what's going on this planet. We literally like don't realize how much of an illusion we're actually living in.
Man, right? Could be a simulation though. Could just be a simulation, dude. I'm
Right.
starting to maybe consider that that's a possibility. Like some 13-year-old drunk high alien is playing a game and we are,
Well, like that Biden video we showed earlier.
man,
Also, if you look at that, like, tell me that's not a green screen. Like it's not the background. That's not. He's not standing in front of those Christmas decorations.
which
Uh,
are horrible this year, by the way.
right.
$1.50 tree, freaking Christmas boxes. Like that shit looks terrible.
All right. I have one question left.
Go ahead. I got a couple. I got a couple more.
So according to the phantom time hypothesis,
Ooh,
the current year is not 2021, but is actually what? A 2016, B 1921, C 1724, or D 2000. According to the phantom time hypothesis,
man, I know I've.
the,
Doesn't this have something to do with Emperor Constantine or some shit? Maybe
you're
I'm tripping.
close.
It's something.
Actually,
I know I've seen this somewhere. I don't know. 17 something? I'm guessing here.
so according to phantom time hypothesis, the current year is not 2021, but is actually A 2016, B 1921, C 1724, D 2000.
I'm going with C. I don't know why, and I know I've seen this somewhere. Might have even talked about it at some point, but And this is a crazy one too.
Right. It is C.
Ha!
1724. Roman Empire Otto III, which is
Okay.
funny. You had a Roman Empire question also.
Right.
Roman Empire Otto III, Ottoman Empire, liked the, this is like, it's insane. It's silly. Liked the idea of ruling during the year 1000 and forged documents to change the year, and the entire Middle Ages were made up.
I have heard this, that the Middle Ages, like
Right.
there's people actually put a shit ton of research into this, that the Middle Ages didn't actually happen.
Right. So apparently, if he had not changed the year, we're actually in 1724 right
1724.
now.
Imagine that. See, it's an illusion, man. So we don't even know what we know.
But think about think about you if you're ruling like, this year just doesn't go with my
Yeah, I
name.
don't. Yeah, and it doesn't match my
I want
outfit. I'm gonna change
I want to
this.
rule. I want to rule in the year 1000. That rolls off the tongue better.
Right. Well, I think he thought that there was some sort of some sort of symbolism to that year, why he was digging it so hard. But can you imagine having the power just to forge documents like, okay, guys, it is now year 1000. Like, I know you think that it's 324, but now it's 1000 or whatever the
Yeah.
case. Like, this is what we're going with. Like, I now declare that this is actually 3021. Tyler, this is the year we live in. We actually live in 3021 because the foil ship has decreed it.
Yeah.
Makes it official, right?
Right. And they said, Cedarbug said, so 2012 is still coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently.
right.
Right. We
See?
got some centuries.
Yeah, it could happen, man. It could
The
happen.
minds were right after all.
Right? Who knew?
Year
What up,
2000.
Cloudwatcher?
I remember year 2000, like Y2K, like the whole
Oh,
like
listen, I was convinced we were done for. I was like, how are they going to fix it? I don't
I
think they can fix
I
it.
was in elementary school,
Oh God.
and I remember it like being a big deal. Like people were
I was
worried
in
about.
college and I was
There were
convinced we were done for.
and then obviously like businesses were like taking advantage
Yeah.
of it and using marketing camp. Like
Yeah.
I remember Taco Bell had like a Y2K pet meal or something.
It
Like
was
it
a
was
whole
crazy.
thing, man. It was a whole thing. You had to go buy you could buy stuff that weren't, based on that clock. Make sure you've got like, oh, and there were jokes like people buying grandfather clocks, like shit that would still work. You wanted like anything that was supposedly going to be based on that counter was going to stop working, and it was just going to be the end. The banking system was going to collapse, and we were all done for. Like it was a whole thing, right? So that could still be coming too. We don't know. Right? Could be the
Yeah,
end. I don't know. Um,
Y2K.
right? Good old Y2K 2012. How many we've had so many ends of the world that are coming. Like I
Right.
think we're really in
We
the
have that.
midst
We have that
now.
the asteroid or whatever that's coming by next
Oh
week. That's
yeah,
worth
right?
all that money. Did you see that?
Is that the one it's like something quadrillions of dollars and it's made out of all these rare earth metals, or is this the one, which one?
I didn't save the article, but yeah, I'm sure you could just find it. It's whatever. It's worth like $5 billion or something.
Oh,
Uh,
there was one that was worth like 400 quadrillion dollars. It was like the entire production of the planet multiple times over that I had seen. They were trying to figure out how to mine it, of course. How to grab it and mine it, right?
right. Right.
I guess we will find out. Shit. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm down for the space mining. I'm actually down for space piracy. Like, this is what I want to do with my life, you guys, just so you know. The first opportunity I get, I will be a space pirate. Sounds like a great
you just
career
gotta
path.
apparently you just gotta work for the right company and work your way
Yeah,
up in the
yeah.
right company.
See, there you go.
Apparently there's recruiters peppered all throughout our corporations. And if you just happen, like, apparently none of it's random. Like the people who are recruited, like you might be guided to go work for a telemarketing company, and then you work your way up to a certain division, and all of a sudden you're approached with an opportunity. You sign your life away, and you go work off planet.
Man,
Um,
I don't know if I got to start telemarketing. I don't know. That might not be the career path for me then. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't think I could talk on the phone to the people anymore. Yes, Suiterbug piracy. I'm all about it, right? Off
Why
Earth
can't I find this
piracy, by the
article?
way. Uh, I don't know. There's all kinds of asteroids that are supposed to kill us. Wasn't there one the size of the Eiffel Tower that was coming within like?
That I'm reading it right now. Yeah. NASA asteroid warning 2021 Eiffel Tower sized asteroid heading towards Earth in December. Should we
Yep,
worry?
of course. You're making an article about it. Clearly, we should all be panicked, right?
Actually, but you read the article, it said no, there's nothing to worry about. It's not even coming. It's coming close, but it's not going to harm us.
Allegedly, right? This could
Yeah.
be the one, though, guys. This could be the one,
Here's what you need to know.
right? 5 fast
It's gonna
facts, right?
it's gonna pass us at a mind-blowing speed of 6.58 kilometers a second,
Ooh,
some 2.4 million miles away from Earth.
only
On
2.4
December
million?
11th. On December 11th.
Oh boy, it's about that time, man. It's about that time, right? I don't know. We're always about to die, though. You know, according
We're
to the
about to
people.
die when we get in our car.
I know. You know,
You're always about to die.
always about to die. All right, I got a couple more here. Let me see. Here's a short one, right? I just thought this was an awesome quote. So who said, "A time is coming when men will go mad, and when they see someone who is not mad, they will attack him, saying, 'You are mad. You are not like us.'" Was it
We're living that right
Matt,
now.
right? Okay, so right. So who said
Yeah.
that? Was it A, Saint Anthony the Great, B, Saint Francis of Assisi, C, Pope John Paul II, or D, Pope Francis?
B. St. Francis.
Saint Francis of Assisi. Final answer, right? Isn't that crazy? A time is coming when men will go mad, and when they see someone who is not mad, they will attack him, saying, "You are mad. You are not like us." And that resonated so hard with me. Uh, and it
Right.
was it was actually Saint Anthony the Great, and this was quite some time ago that he said this, but I mean that just seemed perfect
Spot on.
for today, right?
It's very true.
Isn't that crazy? Um,
Right. Everybody's just pointing fingers at each other, calling each other crazy.
completely,
That's our life. The whole
completely.
the awakening has turned into people trying to predict the future and pointing fingers at each other, calling each other out. My narrative's right and yours isn't.
Man, always, right? Um, okay, and then this one is easy, but this will be our last question of the evening, guys. Uh, Popularly attributed to alien activity, what seemed to be an epidemic in the 70s, stretching from Montana to Texas, with 130 instances happening in Colorado alone between April and October of 1975? Was it A, cattle mutilations, B, prairie dog explosions, C, abductions, or D, wolf extinctions?
Wish you'd ask a question that I knew.
It's obviously prairie dog explosions.
All right. Yeah,
Them
that's my
freaking
answer.
things explode all the time, man. Can't trust a prairie dog,
I guess I'll just go with the mutilations, cattle.
right? So from epidemic in the 70s, Montana to Texas, 130 instances in Colorado alone between April and October of 1975. Let's see, everybody is saying it is the cattle mutilations. But here's what's crazy, right? Here's what's crazy. So there was a report in 1979 this is an FBI report that according to investigations by the New Mexico State Police, there had been an estimated 8,000 mutilations in Colorado, caused approximately $1 million in damage, right? Can you imagine 8,000 cattle mutilations
That's
in one
insane.
state alone? Right. And this was in the 70s. The report was filed in 1979, which is freaking crazy. What I was clueless about is apparently as recently as the summer of 2019, 5 bulls were mutilated at the Silvies Valley Ranch in Oregon. Each 2,000-pound bull was worth about $6,000. No, they reported on it, and nobody has said anything else about it. So we've been having, I mean, cattle mutilations as recently as the summer of 2019 that are documented. Multiple animal mutilations. Cattle mutilations are crazy to me. Like the idea of them is crazy to me. Like why? What are they for what, man? For what? Like what are they messing with the cows for when they can just abduct the people?
Hmm. I don't know. That's always a mystery. I've heard people like claim to know exactly why like mutilations are happening, and you know,
Did you
who
see
knows?
Lou Elizondo did an interview with British GQ like last week, and he was talking about, and I don't know if he even started with if they had mentioned mutilations or somehow it came up, but then he was talking about like they started talking about abductions, right? And he had made the comment that it's just like when we're doing wildlife research and we take an animal, tag it, check its health, and then put it back.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
Well,
Like
like
he,
Stephen Greer says, all cattle mutilations are done by us, um, not the ETs.
I mean, for what though? Like just to drum up craziness?
I don't know. I've heard that the Greys need their something in their genetics to survive, even like they it's their food supply, something like that, or they're trying to because they I don't know. There's all kinds of theories. Who knows?
Right? That's we don't, man, what do we really know? We don't really know. We
We
have no
don't. I
idea,
don't know
right?
anything.
Thumper Roses, they've even had mutilations in Alabama. Man, like I don't know. Cutting up cows. I mean, it's surgical. Don't they come? They're missing genitals and tongues and all kinds of shit, and it looks like it was laser scalpeled off. And
Hmm.
Cloud Watcher says satanic shit with the cattle.
Well, last night, or whenever Ryushin was talking, he said it wasn't just the cattle's, but there's accounts of human
Oh, I've
mutilations.
heard that elsewhere.
He had pictures. It was disturbing, but it was just
I
like,
didn't see
yeah,
that part. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. That's
you
crazy,
can just go to his website and check it out. But uh, I mean, if those are real photos,
right?
then I mean, and they look like it. You know, who knows? Anything could be fakes nowadays. But if they're real, like something's going on. Something fucked up is going on.
Right? 8,000 mutilations. Like I see Greg Harris, the CIA psyop, the cattle mutilations. Like, okay, think about it. Like in the 70s. What did the CIA have enough people to even do 8,000 cattle mutilations in one state? Like, is that even within? I
They,
mean, they put funding for this. Like, think about it. Like,
yeah, they did the
for
United States.
what?
The United States is a CIA psyop.
This is true. This is true, right? I don't know. Shit is crazy, guys. Yeah. So, what do you are we allowed to know? What are you going to Florida? We're not. You're not even going to be here this week, are you? Do you have a video this week?
Yeah, we'll have an episode before I go. I
Is it
go and
classified? I assume it's classified.
classified.
Of course.
It's more for fun now. This that not tell you.
Right, I'm sure. I'm sure. Let me go over here and do lemons
um,
and scratchings while we're doing this.
what else? No, yeah, I think. But if you have checked,
Damn
you there?
stream disconnected. Right? I don't even know if we're still connected. Let me look.
Hang on, I think we might be.
Oh, it says online. Me
I,
trying to
I,
click on
all
shit.
all I see on YouTube right now is a black screen, though.
Yeah, me too.
It's. I think we're back though.
All right, I don't know if I can, if it's not letting me click on things. Hold on. Let me try one more time, guys. Uh,
We're back.
All right. Well, before I start clicking on shit, in the event that the stream ends, remember, guys, Space Force News and Conspiracy Couch are going to be on hold for a minute. Alara's working full time now. I'm working 3 jobs. It's just really hard right now. Thank you for your gold pill love. You guys, every bit counts. You have no idea. I'm going to try and do scratchings and lemons for you. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we will try. And then you're going to be gone next week. So either I will have a super special co-host, or maybe I'll be here next Friday night doing something else. I don't know.
I think you should have a co-host. I think you should
Super
still do
special
it.
co-host?
Yeah.
All right. I will see who I can recruit.
I don't hear you though.
Oh, what the hell, man? I'm trying. Here, I don't know what's going on with scratches. I'm gonna play the outro music and try and do it then, just in case we get cut off again, guys. I love you. We will see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Let me see if I can get this shit to work. All right, try this one more again, Lena. That's ridiculous. I can't even give them their lemons and scratchings.
They don't deserve it tonight.
Sorry, guys. I love you. That's crazy.
What's up, Becky Lou? I don't know if I saw you in the chat.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
All right. Norma Williams, good to see you.
Becky, I need you to come over to Journey to Truth and be our mod. We're running low on mods.
Are ya?
Sometimes. It depends on who shows up in the chat.
Oh, Greg said he'll take one of my jobs. Thanks, friend. Good Lord. Lord knows I need it. I struggle with all this work.
So we're still live.
Yeah, I'm going to take us off now.